Welcome back. So now before we continue, I would like us to connect the prototype for the screens we have designed so far so that it will not be too bulky by the time we finish and want to do everything at once. So we'll go through the screens step by step and fix anything that is not perfect there. Then after that step, we can now proceed to design the dashboard of the next step. So we're going to start from the screen 1. After the onboarding, make sure you are on your design panel. So we'll start from the screen 1. Going to view the prototype and see if everything there is perfect. So everything is perfect. But one thing I notice here, this chart icon, we have to make it fixed. It shouldn't be scrolling with the parent frame. So we're going to fix that. So for us to do that, let's quickly detach the frame which is inside the scrollable frame. We're going to detach it out. Now this chart icon here will make it fixed in one position. Now for us to do that, we're going to take a frame and draw it here. Okay, so you can make the frame, the height should be 90 and the width should be 390, and make sure this frame is inside the screen 1 frame. Make sure the frame is inside like this. So you can check from your layers panel to make sure it's within the frame. So you can see here, this is it frame like this. So it's inside the sign up screen. So you can name it as a chart frame. All right, so now we're going to move this chart and put it inside this frame. So if you are not seeing the frame, you can give it a stroke first. Then after you add the chart icon inside, then you remove it. Now one thing again, we would like it to be aligned properly. So we're going to turn on the layout grid here and see how we can position the chart. So the chart should be inside that frame you created and make sure it's aligned properly. So now we're going to select the frame we just created, that is the chart frame, and go to our prototype and select the scrolling position to fix. So that one is fixed. Now we're going to bring back the content, scrollable content frame to the design, to the parent frame, and align it properly. Okay, so we are done with that. So let's view the prototype again and see if this is resolved. So excellent. So this is resolved. The chart icon is now staying in one position. So we are done with that. Let's go to the sign up screen 2 and check if the same thing is there. So here we're going to scroll. Okay, that one is stable in one place, so there's no adjustment to do that or changes. So we're done with that. And one thing again, let me preview this second sign up screen that has form for user to input. Want to include a screen again where if the user tap here, this particular section here should have business name, so that they'll be able to select just like the way this other places, and also have some fields for password that, and also be able to check this. So now we're going to do that. And similarly, you can also see that the status bar here, the home icon here is not fixed, is moving, and at the same time the text is also not chat icon is also not stable. We are going to fix that one after the other. So we'll take it one at a time. So let's bring out the frame again from the parent frame. Let's bring it out like this and fix all this. So I'm going to zoom in. Now what we're going to do, want another screen to have some of the information filled like. So for us to do that, we're going to copy this particular scrollable frame copy it like this and duplicate it. Now want this other one to have some basic information. So inside this placeholder, this business name, we're going to update it to, let's say, fashion. Okay, we'll update it to fashion, and the executions should be 20, and I'll update the text to 100% and change the font weight to 14 medium from our design system. So look for 14 medium. All right, so we're done with that. This part is already selectable, so we don't need to worry about that. Then here we're also going to include password randomly. So let's just put password randomly and hidden password. So we use asterisk to do that. So do this and leave it like that. Okay, now let's delete the second placeholder for the password. Then we'll just copy this previous one and bring it down here. All right, so now then this checkbox here, we have to make sure it's checked. Okay, so we can make it also a component. So let's do that quickly. So for us to make it a component, let's just take this particular field outside. Let's take it out and create component. Then we'll add properties to it as a variant. So now we're going to add one more. Excuse me. All right. Okay, so this is it. We're going to create a component. Then we'll add variant properties as a variant. So let's add one more here. So in this state here, let's this checkbox alone. So we're going to connect it to the prototype, and I'm going to add interaction now. When the user tap on this checkbox, they should be navigated to this second part form field. Then this time here, let me zoom in. We're going to change this checkbox here and add check into it. So go to our photo icon and look for check. Okay, then we check this one and add it inside the checkbox here. So we can scale it down or down your shift key and make sure it's within the frame like this. All right, so I think that's perfect. And if user click again, this will be to switch back to this other place so that it will uncheck it. All right, so this is perfect. So we can rename this as confirmation checkbox, right? So just put it as confirmation. All right, so that is okay. So let's cut this and go and paste it to our component page. So bring it here and paste it here. So we take it down. All right, so now let's go back to our design page and add that particular field. All right, so I'm going to zoom out. Then we'll go to our assets, our local libraries. Then we'll add this checkbox to this page. All right, make sure you align it to the center of the frame, and also select the tool and apply the horizontal spacing to be 30 as it was. Okay, I think we are done with that. So let's quickly check that. Let me select the frame. Let's preview it. See if that is working. Yeah, you can see it's working. All right, perfect. So one thing again, we need to go and adjust properly. You can see when we click is kind of shaking, right? So let's go back to our component page and make sure they are properly aligned. So that shows that they are not aligned. So we're going to select this and select this one and use alignment tool to make sure they are properly aligned, and also distribute the vertical spacing so to make sure everything is perfect. All right, so I think that is all right now. So go back to our design file and continue. So this is what we want to achieve. We want to make sure this part is filled. Now when the user click on sign up, they can now be prompted to the login page to continue signing. So that is that for that. So now before we continue, we also need okay, we have already fixed this, right? So the scrollable content is already fixed. So let's zoom out. I'm going to take all this select this last one, then this particular ones I just selected. All right, let me zoom out. So we are going to select all this together, that is this overlay, this overlay, this one, this one, this one. Select them all together, only the frames. Make sure you select the frames and select them like that. So now we can move them to the right a bit so that we'll have space for these validation screens we want to add now. So I'm going to zoom in now. Since we are done with this, so let's duplicate this screen as well and bring it here. Now this first screen goes into this and align them properly. Then this second screen will now go in here as well and also align it to the. I think that is perfect. So one more thing we want to do, we want to add validation to this, right? If user click, let's say if user did not fill any of the form and user click sign up or continue, they should have a validation message that will pop up that will tell them to fill in the form. So now let's do that quickly. We're going to zoom in and we'll do that between this screen and this screen. Okay, so let's also duplicate this and put it here. So this is going to be our validation screen. Okay, now we have the validation screen. Now in this validation screen, let's say if user did not click on anything, fill anything, and user from here click continue, this page should pop up and show them to fill in their details. So we're going to do that now. So let's take a frame and just draw a frame here. The frame should be 250 and the height should be 14. Okay, so we should have something like this and name the frame as validate. Okay, so name the frame as validate. So now we are going to add some text and all that to see how it will react if user did not click on anything and they click on continue. So what we are going to do now, let's zoom in and see what we are going to add. So here let's go and look for our icon that we're going to use. So we search for exclamation mark, exclamation. Okay, I think we can make use of this. So select it and add auto layout to it. Then we're going to change the icon color let's use this lemon. Then we change the background. We can leave the icon color to white. Then we can change the background to this. I think it's better this way. Then let's give it corner radius. And give a corner radius of 5. That's perfect. So we'll bring it to this side of the frame. So now let's zoom in. It's something I want to achieve. Let's see how we can do that manually. So let's look for triangle tool, then draw a triangle here like this, bring it here. Okay, so let me zoom in so that you can see clearly. So let's increase the height of the triangle and put it somewhere around here. Now this triangle, I'll want you to bring it down a bit. Okay, and we're going to give it some outlines and all that. So let's just give it a stroke small. Okay, that's fine. So here the feel of the triangle should be the same with that of the this step like this. So you should have something like this. Now we're going to select the main frame and give it a stroke of black. So the stroke should be black, and also give it a border radius of 10. Okay, so we'll have something like this. All right, so now select the triangle, also select the two and group them together, or you can use flatten to flatten them. So now let's take our text tool and right here, please fill in this field. Okay, so that should be the pop-up message that will show if the user did not validate. And make sure this text is inside the frame. Now we're going to detach the text and make it 14 regular and put it inside the frame and align it properly. So you can put it here. So one more thing, let's select the main frame and let's see if you can, let's reduce the width to 200 because the text position is, now we can move the text here like this. So this is perfect and we love it to be like this. So what you are going to do, we are taking this frame now and go put it there. So before we do that, let's see if we can flatten both of them so that it will be a single frame. So come here and use flatten. It has taken the other part out. It's fine. So we just leave it as group. So we select all and just group there. So now we can take this group now and come and put it under here like this. Just bend it. Okay, just put it like that. So this way, if the user did not fill this part, this pop-up will show and it will now ask them to do that. So make sure this is under here. Okay, so it's correct. All right, so this is what we wanted to do and it's now there. So now we'll zoom out and validate the screen to this. So what we're going to do next is we connect this screen to this screen. Okay, so what you're going to do, still going to detach this out, and now if the user click on sign up without filling all these forms, they should be prompted to this page, right? So we're going to connect them using our prototype and connect this to this screen like this. Is that taken? So you connect it to that screen. Now you can take it back inside the frame. So I think that is done. Now here, if the user click on this place now, they should be directed to this screen. Okay, so we're going to connect this to this screen now so that it will show as if they have filled in the form. So I think that's it for now. So let me align them properly so that we can go through the prototype one after the other for you to get it. So let's quickly review what we just added. If I click here and I come here to preview now, you see whatever we have, right? If I scroll down and click on continue, it has come to this page, right? But let's go back a bit. First name, last name, and all that. So the same thing, we're supposed to create a validation listing before user will be able to create here. Click on continue. That is very important. So if I click on continue and I click on sign up, you can see it's asking me to do this. So once I click here, it has already, show everything. Then I can now click and select all the fashion and that of the other ones to include. So this is very important, and we're going to go back and validate this second screen as well. So that's part of the things you need to note when it comes to mobile design, app design. So there's a lot to do, not just single design. So here, we want to create a validation screen just like this. So it's very simple. We are going to duplicate this as well and also name it as validation screen. Okay, validation screen. So you can name this as 1 and name this as 2. Okay, so we want to make everything so detailed. Now in this validation screen, the copy we have here, let's say user click on continue without filling any information, they should be prompted to this. All right, so we're quickly going to copy this and just come and put it here, under here. Okay, should be under here. All right, so that's 1, 2 is there. So now after that, we want to have another screen again where if the user now click here, it will show as if they are filling that first sign up screen. So we're going to move this here, move this here, and move this here as well. Then we'll duplicate this particular one and bring it in between here. Okay, so I'm going to take this one to this side. Now this one here should have information randomly filled, right? So what you're going to do now is to zoom in and also take out the inner frame so that we can sign in all the information that we need, put in all the information that we need to look as if the user is filling their information. So here, this first name, we're just going to put it as a random name. So let's put as Joseph. Okay, and make the spacing to 20. That is the X spacing. So we come here, the last name, and also update it to Yusuf, and also take it to 20. Now this is from legal, so we're going to update the text. Update the text to 14 medium. 14 medium, and put it to 100%. All right, so now this other names is optional, we just leave it there. Then under email, we're going to also put random email. So let's delete this one, placeholder, and put a random email. Say sales search.com, and also make sure it's 20 and align it to the center of the frame. Oh, sorry. All right, so here phone number, we're also going to put random phone number. Okay, so that it will look as if the user is filling the phone number. So let's remove all the text that were there before and replace it with random phone number. Okay, So that's it. And also maintain the spacing from the X direction to 20. Alright, so this is what we wanted to achieve. Now we're going to select the phone number 2 and make it 100%. Okay, and change the text to also 14 medium. Alright, so we are done with that. So this is what we want to achieve if user click on that. So we zoom out and go and put it back to the frame and also align it properly. Alright, so now we are done with this. So let's connect them back and see, go back to our prototype. So we want, if the user click on continue here, they should be prompted to this screen since they have not added anything. So this screen should prompt and tell them to validate. Okay, so we're going to do that. So before that, we had this prototype before. We're going to disconnect it and do a fresh prototype. So I don't think we have any prototype here so far. So now, if after user click on get started, they are directed to this page and they may want to click on continue, right? So let's click on the continue button. If you are having difficulties doing that, you can remove the frame and only click on the continue. Now if the user click on continue without filling, they should be directed to this page, right, to ask them to enter, please fill in this field. Now if user tap on this field, they should now be able to go to the next screen that will show as if they are filling their details. Now after that, they should be able to click here and proceed. So you can click on the continue button and connect it to the next screen. So if you also have difficulties doing that, you can simply go back to your design panel and remove it from the main frame. Then just connect the continue button to the next screen. Okay, yes, Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z. Okay, so this is only what we want. All right, because of that frame, that's why we are not able to click it. So click on this continue button and connect it to the next screen. So that one is already there. So now we can scroll it down, just select it and align it to the center and also align this like this. All right, and it's balanced now. So now let's go back and check the prototype one after the other and make sure it's not mixed. So now the prototype, the first screen here, let me delete them all so that you get it clear. I'm going to delete them all. So for the first screen here, let me also delete this one. For the first screen here, you should have the onboarding. Now when the user click on get started, for the get started, they should have an interaction, right? So this interaction here, they should be directed to this page where they can enter their user information to sign up. Okay, now from here, if user click on continue, they also be able to go to this page that will tell them to enter their user information, right? So now this one here, if user want to go back, they should be able to come back to the main screen. Maybe they want to read more about some information. The same thing, this one here, if user want to go back to the previous screen, maybe they have not filled something, they will also be able to go back and leave it on tap, navigate, and instant. So we're going gradually. Now here, by the time user finish signing up everything, the user should be able to click on continue and they should be directed to this page, okay, where they will say they should sign up. Okay, so here this screen should also be connected back to this second screen. Okay, and the same way this back screen should be connected back to this screen, the one that comes immediately after it. All right, so that's how it works. Then Oh, it's working perfectly. This continue should go to this page. Yeah, it's working perfectly. Then the same thing, if user click on continue from here or sign up, they should be asked to validate this. I think we did that. You can see that is what is connected. You can scroll back. Then the same way, this connection should come immediately after the previous screen. So now we move on to the next one. The same way, this connection should come to this screen, right? And the sign up, everything is also working perfectly. All right, so this is it. Now once the user is done here, the next thing that comes is what? Sign up, right? Now this sign up button, we're now going to connect it to our last lecture, which is this button that we just designed that will prompt them to log in. So let's scroll out and come back here. And where is it? Part here, the last sign up button, which is this frame, right? So after user have signed up everything, they want to be prompted to the login screen, right? So we're going to go back to our design layer and bring it out of the frame. Now after they say sign up here, we want them to be connected to the login screen, okay, where they'll be prompted to that. Now one thing again we're supposed to add is after user click on sign up, by the time they fill in their information and all that, they should be able to receive a kind of verification or successful pop-up registration successful. So they should see that success message. So we're supposed to add the success message and we've not done that. So here, this is where we're going to design the success message before they will be able to proceed. So now let's see if we can quickly do that. We come here and I think we are supposed to do that in the page that has all the information that we filled. Where is that page? There is a page we added that has all the information that looks like user has already inputted all that. And this is this page, right? Right. So we are supposed to put it in this page that has sign up text and all that. So I'm still looking for that page. That we included business name and all that. Let me go back and check the page. Okay, yeah, this is the page. So it's supposed to be here. So now let's do it. After user click on sign up, they should have that success message that will come up on top, and after a few seconds the thing should now direct them to login page. Okay, so now we're going to design that. For us to do that, let's take a frame and make it 250 by 250. Okay, so 250 by 250 and registration successful. Successful. All right. So now in this frame, that is where we have the success message that will pop up. So in here, we'll give it corner radius of 30. That's fine. So we'll go to our phosphor icon and search for check. So let's make use of this one and increase on this. Okay, so and put it inside the frame, middle of the frame. Now take our text row, right, registration successful. Okay, so just put it under the text, so we can update the text to black for our logo color, which is 0101, and this one to change it to 0101. All right, so we should get this. Now this part, let's change it to green since it's a success message, so change it to green. Okay, Alright, so now we click the tool and let it to be 10. Alright, so select the two together and group them and put them into the center of the frame. So this background fill, let's change it to this. It's not so perfect. Okay, it's fine. You can reduce the opacity to 70. Let's go back. I don't like the color. Let's take it back to white. It's fine. You can leave it as white. So now I want this to be an overlay, so that when the user click on sign up, it show them registration successful, and after a few seconds you now prompt them back to the login page. Okay, so we're going to connect this and go to our prototype. Now connect this to this. Okay, then it should be on tab, then there should be an open overlay, right? So open overlay, then we'll change this to manual. Okay, once the user click on that, want this overlay to show here. Okay, then after a few seconds it should be directed to the next screen, which is the login screen, right? So now we're going to connect this to the login screen. So the login screen is a bit far. I don't know how we're going to do it. Okay, fine, let me just bring it down here. Okay, and take it up a bit. So we're going to zoom in and select here, then connect it to login. Okay, now this login, what do we want? We want to change it from on tap to after delay. Okay, after delay, which is let's say just 1 second, 1000 milliseconds. So they should be prompted to this page. Okay, so I think that's what we need to do. All right, so now we are done with that part. We will now take our frame and put it inside the main frame and align it properly. Okay, so let's see whether it works. So we're going to select this second sign up screen and preview it. Okay, so let's say I select my business category, I click yes, and also put the Instagram and all that. So by the time I click on okay, seems like it has moved into the next page. We're going to fix that shortly. All right, so let's go back and fix that. We can see some of this thing is still scrolling, so which means all the screens we had there had to be fixed one after the other, but that is not going to be a challenge. We will do it. So let's go back here and check something. Okay, let's preview it. So if I scroll down without clicking, I scroll down and click on sign up here, you see we have registration successful and it comes to this part here. So this is achieved and we are done with it. So let's see how all the prototype works from the first screen. Let's start the user flow from the first screen, that is the prototype from the first screen, and see how it works. If I click on sign up, it comes here. If I click here, continue, it say enter valid information, and if I click here, it has filled in the information. If I click continue, it brings me here, and let's assume I've signed up everything. If I click sign up, it say it should sign up, and by the time I click here, it has filled in the information. If I click sign up, say registration successful, and I'm prompted to the last screen. So the part that was not working, we're going to go back there and fix it, or in the next lecture. See in the next lecture.